Something really wacky that we've got here at Lagoon is Pioneer Village. Let's come on in and check it out. Here's kind of a look at what the main drag looks like here in Pioneer Village. First stop is Music Hall. As we wander in here, it's really cool. They've got a bunch of different types of pianos. So you got your grand piano here. I found this guy interesting because it's got like the open strings to the piano. And then a couple more pianos down this way. This cool building is home to the print shop. Shows you all about how newspapers were made in the past. I love the authentic little letter blocks and how they would type words onto the paper. That old printing press made by Gutenberg. Here we are popping in the shoe repair shop. This one's neat. You don't actually walk in, you just kind of stick your head through the hole. And you can see how the cobbler made shoes. Inside this guy is the co-op. Basically reminds me of a general store. You can buy things like sugar and oats, but also belt buckles and cracked wheat. Gotta get enough cracked wheat. Some chewing tobacco. Lots of cool stuff in here. This sort of reminds me of the counter at Cedar Point in the Town Hall Museum. The counter where the person sits behind that has all this wacky old stuff next to it. Looks good. Here we are in the China shop. Fun fact, all of this kind of stuff is still made to this day in Amsterdam. It's that blue stuff with the white behind it, terracotta. Made in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. I think I can guess what's inside here. So what's awesome is while this is an actual ice cream shop, as you can see, they actually sell ice cream over here. We've got other things over here that I feel like you would buy at an old-fashioned ice cream store. Maybe. I don't know. Can't tell quite what's going on over here. Ah, it's a drugstore. That makes more sense to me now. I don't get the ice cream motif, but so you've got all your stuff you would buy at a drugstore. Kind of reminds me of It's a Wonderful Life. If you remember the drugstore there, they had like a soda fountain. You could get ice cream, but you could also get all your drugs there. Doesn't that look appetizing? It's time to check out stoves and hardware. Is it just me or does this guy remind you guys of the stove in Carousel of Progress? Got this cast iron stove over here. And then you've got this stove, which is crazy because if you could afford this stove, you probably weren't cooking on it. It's got all these awesome jewels. Fun fact, it only cost $36 to make. One final look at that crazy stove. It's a log cabin. Let's see what's inside. Oh man, 2 bunk beds there. A little end table there. You got your stove, and here's your table, and it's not very homey, that's for sure. Up next, it's the Telephone Museum. This is sweet. It's an old phone booth. And it's really cool because it's kind of soundproofy in there, so you actually can't hear a whole lot of what's going on. So you can have a really private conversation. Over on this side, you got the old switchboards. The original cell phone. Check out all these old phones. Hi, is this 4? No, you dialed 7. Oh, sorry. Hey, it's 2. This is a cool little wagon. Railroad crossing. It's time for the Train Model Museum. So I have to admit, I'm not really a train model guy. I've never really collected it. But if you did, this would probably be really cool, as there are a whole bunch of train models in here for you. Here we got the Blacksmith Shop. So for a split second, I thought that horse was real, and then I realized, no, it's not. But looking around the Blacksmith Shop, you've got a lot of cool little tools and blacksmithy kind of stuff in here. Man, this old clock is pretty sweet. It's on this pole. And those flowers. Here we got a miniature circus and toy and doll museum. This is really the highlight of the circus museum. You got the big giant open tent models here. I love this, the different sideshow banners. It's like I Can Juggle, the giraffe, freak show kind of stuff. It's all pretty awesome. You got here the little circus train that comes to town and then unpacks and sets up the circus. And here are some creepy dolls. Here we got the carriage hall. This peddler wagon is pretty sweet. And not that this will translate well into YouTube, but it smells really good in here. It smells like old wagons. Would any of y'all be daring enough to ride something that looks like this? So the wagon from the picture, this is what it looks like. Absolutely not would I sit on that little seat there as a horse pulls me. This fresh roasted peanut cart looks something like you would see at Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom. This cart also looks really awesome. Old West. And then check out this creepy hearse. So the thing that I'm trying to figure out is, why is it glassed? Why do they want the body on display as it's driving through the street? This is just like the stagecoach ride at Knott's Berry Farm. Here we got the dental office. Man, I hate the dentist, so to think that's the dentist chair and these are the tools they're shoving in your mouth, all that stuff seems terrifying. Bet you all can guess what's in here. I will say, as a whole, these barber chairs look pretty comfy. You can get a haircut and a shave here. No problem. It's the meat company. Who wants some meat? It actually smells a little bit like meat in here, which is awkward because this is all fake meat. But there's the grinder, and there's the pounder, and there's some scary looking things. Check it out, it's an old school post office. Post box that's open. All these are still requiring the combination, you can't get into them. But there you go, that's what inside of a post office looks like. Hi, I'd like to buy some stamps. I don't know if you can see that sign, but it's the clock shop. Lots of grand old clocks in here. So I'm not really a gun guy, but here we are in the Pioneer Village Armory. This guy looks pretty big. Gatling gun, that's awesome. So if you look up, you just got guns on guns on guns on guns on guns on the wall. And there's some swords. Up next would be Town Hall, but it seems to be guarded by some birds. So maybe we'll pass on that. Here's a slightly more modern house. You've got your living room with way too many chairs in it. Your kitchen and dining area. And your bedroom area. Down in here is the jail. Kind of creepy. Behind these metal bars. And we're ending our tour here of all of these old buildings with the church. It is official, Dollywood is not the only park I've been to now that has a church inside of it. Alright, with a final look at this tower thing, thank you for watching this video and all of our other videos here on YouTube. That concludes our tour of Pioneer Village here at Lagoon. Make sure you like all of our other Lagoon stuff. There's going to be lots of great stuff coming here from Lagoon, so check out all of that. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/InTheLoopPodcast. You can follow me on Twitter at DrewTheIntern. And I'll see you on the Midway.